Good morning. It is 7:15 a.m. I'm looking at the camera. There you are. 7:15 a.m. on Wednesday, December 2nd, 2020. I'm Christiana Ellis, and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. So, last night's Dungeons and Dragons went well, but it has me just musing more deeply on the the age old question for anyone who performs the dungeon master or game master role in games of this type of just preparing for a session. What does that mean? What's required? How much preparation do you need? And all of that sort of thing. And it's remains an interesting question. Sorry, I'm just having a problem with my face here. Oh. Um, what was I saying? Right. Preparing for a game and like how much do you need to prepare and everything. So I was actually feeling a little bit of stress last night about that, which probably was actually less about that and more just about, I don't know. Maybe could have been something else, but I guess I don't have a known thing like, oh, it's actually about this thing that I'm not aware of. Um, Sorry, I'm just distracted by my dog. Um, so the question of how much to prepare is a kind of perennial thing. Now, I had gotten into a nice groove with the last campaign where for a long time I felt like it was no stress at all to prepare. Like I knew what I needed to know to keep things moving along, and that occasionally I would put together an encounter of some kind or decide that there is a general direction I'd like to nudge the players in. But mostly I could just let the players do their thing and work with the already established world building. And so that prep was pretty easy by comparison. Although it did require some occasional deep thinking of just like how do you challenge a party of high level adventurers. And so there was something to that. But then, like, towards the end, I wanted to try to make sure that we had a satisfying ending. And so that was a little bit more pressure. But now we have a new campaign, and I obviously want us to get off on a good start. And so I've tried to not, overwhelm things with too many NPCs or making it too complicated. But nonetheless, starting the party in a big city where things I want to feel kind of fantastical but also different from before. So far, I think so good, and I think it's going well. But it becomes a question, just like uh, in the last campaign when the party had enough magic that they could go pretty much anywhere they wanted. One of the advantages of a big city location is that it kind of is so big that no one person could know it all, and therefore I can kind of justify almost anything being there. And that is useful as a storytelling tool. But it does also put the pressure on me. Like, I feel like this is very rambly. If I had taken some time to put this together in a more thoughtful, coherent way, it would probably be more clear and relevant. But I guess what I'm coming down to is it becomes a question of like how much, like if I know the party might want to go and research something at a library, right? How much in advance do I decide, well, is there more than one library in the city? How many of the libraries do I want to um, develop in a detailed way? And what does develop in a detailed way, oh my God, require? Like, do I need a name and a history and a description and 5 NPCs that work there? Or is it enough to just say they're going to go to a library? I have kind of a general visual sense of what this city is like, and so I can improvise on the spot what a library might be like. And, and then it becomes just a question of like, well, but is it more interesting if there's more than one library? And so do I have to do all of that prep for a second library? And the end result, at least so far, has been kind of a balance, meaning I'm preparing some stuff, but I'm able to rely on the players to do, we've been doing some collaborative stuff as well. So, like in this last session, just as an example, early on, the players are having breakfast. And so, what I decided was to say, what has been prepared here are standard breakfast foods, but standard breakfast foods in the city of Pashan in the world of Sekamian. What are those? And had the players come up with their own examples, and there were some really good ones. And that kind of makes this world something I'm crafting with the players, which is really exciting because on the one hand, there are certainly custom experiences that I want to create in secret on my own and then reveal to my surprised and delighted players. But it's also true that it's a lot of fun to have something that we build together and is kind of shared between us. It makes this game a special, unique thing that is different than if I were to be just writing an adventure that could be played by any party. I hope that some of that was coherent and not. Oh my god. I was about to apologize for yawning, and that triggered another yawn. I'm sorry about that. So, in any event, I hope all of you have a good day, and I'm going to get some caffeine, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.